Of the day. I'll just break off briefly as the Fury rolls. And then to be followed. They'll be back with us in about 10 minutes time, but meantime, as I was saying on the big screen. And those of you who've been coming to Duxford air shows for a long time will remember that back in the 1990s, the ex-Iraqi Air Force Fury that used to be operated by the old Flying Machine Company and this very Bearcat of the fighter collection would be flown by the respective governors of those two organisations, Ray Hanna of the OFMC, Stephen Gray of TFC, in the ultimate Pistons tail chase. And here we see that display being reenacted by two aircraft that saw all of their operational service post-World War II. The Fury, a very interesting aircraft indeed. It was keener, and it was redeveloped for carrier-borne use as the Sea Fury. In fact, initially it was deemed unsuitable as a carrier-based fighter. The Aeroplane and Armaments Experimental Establishment tested the aircraft in May 1945 and said it was not considered suitable for deck operation, since there was insufficient rudder power to control the tendency of the aircraft to swing to the right during takeoff. The engine propeller helped, and the first Sea Fury Mark 10s, pure fighters at that stage, started to replace the Supermarine Seafire from late 1945 as the Fleet Air Arm's primary carrier-borne fighter. And soon production switched to the FB-11 fighter bomber, the main production variant, of which some 650 examples were built. Leading this formation. In Sea Fury form, this was an aircraft that famously won its spurs. In the Korean War of 1950 to 53, it was flown off 3 Royal Navy carriers and a Royal Canadian Navy carrier. On the April of 1952, piston versus jet kills in history. These aircraft are. What a close coupled display of speed and power from two aeroplanes. Later, the Sea Fury was replaced in first-line Fleet Air Arm service by the early jets, the Hawker Seahawk and the Supermarine Attacker, for example. But non-navalised Furies, like the one leading this formation, which didn't have any folding wings nor an arrestor hook, were used by the air forces of Iraq. The aircraft was to have much improved performance and lighter weight, but the trade-off was shorter range. Bearcat eventually equipped 24 frontline squadrons of the United States Navy, and it was an early mount of their aerobatic team, the Blue Angels. During its service with the US Navy, the same wasn't true of those used by the French Air Force, the Armée de l'Air. During that bitter war in what was then French Indochina, and took part heavily in the Battle of Dien Bien Phu, the decisive engagement of that campaign in the area of 400 knots or 460 miles an hour. The Bearcat a little less power, 2,100 from its Pratt & Whitney Double Wasp. Of the sort of fighter development that these aircraft represent. The Sea Fury was the fastest a few years earlier. This year, it spent some time here in the 1990s and 2000s when it was owned by British Airways Concorde captain John Bradshaw. It's been re-imported, reassembled by Air Leasing Limited at Sywell. Landing finance to land, they'll both be coming in on Duxford's hard runway. The Fury first in those distinctive prototype markings typical for the time, camouflaged upper surfaces, a P in a circle on the fuselage side to denote prototype, and yellow undersides. Richard Grace then, touching down in the Fury ISS. And there's Pete Kinsey doing likewise in the Bearcat. The ultimate Pistons tail chase, revived here at IWM Duxford.
All of our pilots come from various backgrounds. We've got airline pilots and private pilots, engineers. So, as they mass overhead, they'll be coming towards us shortly to start with the dogfight. As you see, very different to the last two aeroplanes that we saw. They climbed